So, it's VA Day in England, an important day to remember the ancestors. So today's reading really a daily, but it could be very relevant to now. It could also be a direct message from whoever it was that lived in the war, through the war, fought in the war, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, even your parents, for all I know. So there may be a message in it that you will connect with, names, whatever. The main thing I'm going to say is if names are mentioned, that could be very relevant to those people in spirit. The song, and I am aware that I didn't write up the other days, and I will do that. I haven't had a lot of time. Is In the Mood, Glenn Miller, because that's very relevant. And it's been popping through my head. The girls are home. There's still a few teething problems, obviously, so I've got to be ready for the call at any minute. The movie's coming on, so hopefully this time next month you'll see us in a different location. But I haven't forgotten. I will be back, and I will be back daily, but not right now, I'm afraid. So I'm doing my best to get on top of everything, and when I do, you'll know, because I'll be back every day. So here we go then. Let's try something different, as it's not a daily. We'll have one of those. So like I said, it could be connected to your chart, the current chart, whatever's said, door numbers, birthdays, numbers, wherever you see them. What else? And direct messages from spirit. That one jumps out by itself, so we're having that one. So like I said, the door numbers, birthdays, anniversaries. Obviously VE Day is an anniversary. Anniversaries of a passing, a wedding, a birth, whatever. It could even be your granddad's favourite number, or your grand's favourite number, or the house that they lived at, or the house that you lived at the time they was living. The numbers will have relevance in some way to you or to your chart. So if you've been watching me a long time, you get it. If you haven't, I know it's a bit confusing to start with, but you'll get there. If you've got any questions, always put them in the comments and I will answer them. If you haven't liked yet, do so please. If you haven't joined us yet, do so please, because we lost a lot when YouTube took my original page off me. They did give me it back eventually, but I don't want to revisit history that way, so we're staying as we are. So VE Day, victory in Europe. The war wasn't quite over, but the battle had been won. So 8 is the lion. Richard, the lion heart. England, Rex. It's the heart and the back, so that might be something medical wise. It is strength, it is control, either positively or negatively, so we'll see. It's cowardice or bravery. And some people were wrongly accused of being cowards in the war. So, like we said, the battle's been won, but the war is not over. Don't be caught napping. I'm sure while everybody was celebrating VE Day, there was still fighting going on somewhere. And whilst he's sleeping, everything is being destroyed. So you may be caught unawares by something. 4 weeks. So don't rest. There is no peace for the wicked just yet. So things were still going on. People celebrated, but they didn't forget the main reason for the war, and they followed through. 4 weeks. There was love, but no commitment. Love for something, but no commitment. So it's probably not romantic. Pisces energy. There is a homecoming, so I'm guessing some people got home on leave for VE Day. A heavy burden was let down for a while. There's the home in the background. Hopefully that'll be me finally coming home. It's 10 days is mentioned, but it's a heavy burden that's probably not even our own to carry. There is still, like I said, battles to be won, but you may be banging your head against a brick wall, wasting your time and your breath and your energy on something or someone. 9 days. So for 9 days, you feel like it's a waste of time. On the 10th day, you can let go. This could be to do with mothers, mother-in-laws, mothers of your children, those born on the 3rd or the 30th. The poppies, Remembrance Day, May the 31st, November the 11th. The military, well done, Spirit, and agriculture. So if we're talking about your ancestors that were in the war, it could have been your mother. It could have been somebody that was born on a farm to a farming family and then went in the military. This is about growth. This is about learning. And everybody came back changed from that war. Nothing was the same. So you grow through pain. It's never easy. This is also childbirth. This is Taurus. This is Venus. This is happiness returning, abundance. But there is someone here that is up to no good. Possibly your grandfather or grandmother in the war was something different, something clandestine, an agent provocateur, or somebody who sold watches on the black market, whatever it is. There is something hidden here. It could be lies, deceit and theft, but it doesn't have to be. 7 weeks is mentioned. There are power struggles, and that's what war's all about. And there's the devil. The devil's in the detail. Issues with the heart and back, like I said, and cowardice. Somebody may have been, like I said, a spiv, a black marketeer, called a coward. But some of them had fought in the First World War and were unable to fight. So they had to find other means, and people mislabelled them as cowards because there was fighting age men, but they wasn't going to war. So there's issues of control here. And then we have the Capricorn, a man in uniform, military, or if it's a Capricorn, it could be a female in uniform. It's the watermelon man. It may be somebody that was adopted into your family. So it could be that they wasn't your, you didn't have blood ties to this person, but they were very important to you. Like your grandma's second husband or something like that. Bill or William, obviously, and Sweet William the flower. This is someone who always achieves what he sets out to do. He may have gained high rank, or he may have been a businessman. Either way, this is a good and generous man, or a good and generous friend. So, ambitious, wanting to make a mark for himself, in the military perhaps. So, today's card is in the negative, but 3 and 30 is massively positive. So, let's see. Yeah, we are breaking the shackles. We are freeing ourselves. This is what they fought for, freedom. Taking the shackles from our hands and feet. No longer selling our soul to the devil for shiny baubles, for medals even. Somebody may have come out of the military and saying they would never fight again. It's not wanting to keep up with the Joneses. It's being humble. It's knowing that money isn't everything. It's freeing yourself from a toxic situation. Demobbed even. 15. Positive energy. Capricorn again. So that Capricorn energy is massively important. Could be in your chart, could be in the current chart. 15 degrees or the house number 15 or your birthday's the 15th. And then we have the earth energy again. Getting grounded. Stability. Small improvements in finance and career. Perhaps even a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn child. Communication. Positive communication. It could be child maintenance. The checks in the mail, something positive that improves your financial or career situation. But it's just in its early stages. Don't dwell on the past. If something happened in the past, say something that you find out that was awful, don't live in it. Live in the now, because the past is over. The future's not promised. We live in the now. We do have the David Star there, so more a pentagram, I suppose, but it's the Jews, obviously, in the war was very important. It's persecution, persecuting yourself or others for the past. Don't do that. 5 months. And it could be a mother-daughter thing because there's an older lady and a younger one. There is a hole in the pit of someone's stomach that they cannot fill. A loss that was felt deeply. So maybe someone passed in the war and someone else never got over it. This is feeling lonely in a room full of people or half erased. That gap has never been filled. 5 years. So they may have passed in the last 5 years. It may have caused situations where you were blackmailed emotionally, financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically, into not making a decision that you want to make. You want to free yourself, or someone does, but someone is holding you to ransom, or your children to ransom. It's something that you don't want you to know. So it could be that there are secrets in the family past. 2 weeks, unable or unwilling to make a decision, abandonment issues, deciding what to do. Well, not deciding what to do because you're putting it off because you're in denial, unable to or unwilling to make a decision, protecting others, or not sure of your facts. There's confusion. There's a lot of options here. There's a lot of things that could be true. So you want to know what the truth first before you decide. And that's not always possible. You must follow your true north. That is your north node. So check it out in your chart. This is also Aquarius. It's also the star. So the David star, the name David, the Jews. We followed the true path in the war, what we believed to be true, and it shaped our destinies. Never be afraid to stand up and shine your light. Don't dim your light. That will get you nowhere. You have to have the courage to follow your true life purpose, no matter what. And don't let others control you or persuade you not to. Aquarius energy, number 17. And there is the contradiction in terms. There may be someone here that was in uniform, or a businessman, or a Capricorn of any gender, or a dragon even, that was once a good and generous friend and is now a dangerous enemy. Or a businessman that's lost everything. Maybe someone lost everything in the war because of the war. And it could be that they were a Jewish family. So it doesn't have to be about the military, because the Jews lost a lot of valuables, their homes, everything in the war. So maybe you have Jewish ancestors. There is bad memories from the past, sad ones around this time. Children, siblings, something or someone from the past returning, and it's not necessarily a good thing. So, and yet we have the major arcanas, mostly positive except for today's. And issues with children or childhood, even child abuse. And I know some of the lads came back from war and they had PTSD and they didn't know what it was in them days, and were seen as cruel or unfeeling by their children. They were fighting their own demons. In the Mood is a song. Perhaps they seemed like they was in a mood all the time. You couldn't connect. Aries energy. The ancestors, there's a stone circle there. So it could be to do with anywhere where there's a stone circle close by, Glastonbury, etc. This is a man of action. He does what he says he's going to do. He puts his money where his mouth is, and he's passionate about what he does. If it's not a man, the only reason it would be a woman is if it's an Aries. Now we have Cancer, depression, mental illness, self-medicating. So maybe he was a drunkard. Maybe he took to drugs. This is also about her and family life. So that cup is empty, feeling drained. The home and family life may have been too much for them when they returned home. Cancer energy in the negative, not in charge of your emotions. Yeah, there's the Moon. Torn. Possibly they had a pregnant wife they came home to. Maybe that child wasn't theirs. Maybe it was, but they hadn't seen them till they're 5 years old. Some of them did. Torn between two lives. Being demobbed and coming home must have been very strange. It's a dark place, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. 18. Something in the next 8 days, out of the blue, to astonish you that you're not going to like. This is to do with that banging your head against a brick wall. You keep coming up against obstacles. I know I am at the minute. Every time I turn a corner, there's something else happens. But you have to make the right choice for you. And this may be between two lovers. It may be between two jobs, two situations, whatever it is. Adam, Eve, Lily, and the apple tree. The apple tree for protection. The snake, which is the year of the snake this year. It'd be interesting to see what 1945 was, what year that was. But it's the right decision. And it's heaven on earth, the Garden of Eden. 6 or 24. Beautiful energy. Gemini, twins. As you know, my daughter's had the twins, so that for me is good. financial success by or through female energy. We've got lilies again, we've got daisies, we've got forget-me-nots, so we must never forget, lest we forget. There's abundance there, but this is Leo energy. The control again. Ambition. Somebody's not putting the effort in. It's all work and no play that makes Jack a dull boy. So the name Jack or Jackie could be important, and a tattoo that should not have been got. Somebody's made a mistake with a tattoo, either a date or something like that. Be careful of burning the candle at both ends, because you may end up making yourself ill. There is a passing here, an ending. Enough is enough. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We're healing from the pain of the passing, and it's possibly of this gentleman or this energy in uniform. But there is lies still and confusion around this, and it may just be that that person never really truly got over the war, and the confusion is in the mind, suffering from, like I said, PTSD, etc. So let's have a look then. Weird. The interconnectedness of the past, the present and the future. And there we are. Well done, Spirit. Very, very apt. History will repeat itself if we let it. And they don't want us to forget that. They want us to remember, and they want us to make sure that it never happens again. Where is that Five of Cups? To dwell on the past, live in the now, but repeat the mistakes of the past. There it is. Weird. The weird sisters. Sisters may have something to do with it. I don't believe, I think this is the blank rune. Weird. Pretty sure it's the weird. It's not a normal rune. Yep, it's not a normal rune. The weird. So it's the blank rune, or classed as the blank rune for us. Let's have a look what it says. Weird. 15, 18, 26, 114, 116. Weird. So, this is a combination of a sound or a symbol. It represents silence. It's fate, which is your North Node. What must happen. So unfortunately, it has to happen, whatever it is. It is destiny. It's the daughters. It's the collective function. Fate is taking a hand in your affairs, and you should look no further. However, this is a function that already presents in the Elder Fulfirk, found under Pertha. The function of fate as a necessity can likewise be found within the meaning of the rune Northis. In summary, the weird rune does not belong to any of the eights. For those who wish to use this rune, here are a few suggestions. The universal force they called Orlog, which literally means doom or destiny, governed the fate of nations and entire populations. It was very apt for Viede. In fact, there was a Dutch word, oorlog, which means war. Thank you, Spirit. Well done for the confirmation. In terms of this rune, oorlog should be taken to mean the individual fate that is your birthright. It expresses the karmic debt, the debt you owe your ancestors, which many believe has been carried over from previous life. According to this view, most of the important elements of life are already predestined and nothing can be done to change it. When this rune turns up, it means that you are reaching a point that there is absolutely nothing you can do to change. Although free will exists at this moment, events will go as they are ordained. If you want an answer to a specific question, then the answer is that it's not the right time to ask it, because there's too many unknowns. The blank rune isn't, because you haven't made a decision also. The blank rune also indicates major changes in your life. Some suggest that a bereavement is likely. There we go. However, since this rune has no symbolic association, it would be difficult to work out if that's the case. It's just an unknown entity in the runes. So, until you make a decision, Spirit can't help you. 33. The ancient knowledge. So the ancestors again. The maze. Help from other dimensions. Your ancestors are waiting to help, but you need to make a decision first. The CD. The she. The CD. 33. Probably butchering how you pronounce it. The she means people of the fairy hills, so the fae. The she are considered to be the original fairy race and were seen as ancient Celtic gods, also known as the Tuatha De Danann, or the tribes of God. So again, it could be the Jews. They were said to have come from the clouds, but this is shrouded in mystery, and there is a lot of mystery here. This race was known for its supernatural powers and incredible skills. When the Tuatha De Danann decided to leave this physical plane, they journeyed underground and became known as the Sidhe, now known as the gods of Earth. And there we have the Earth signs. She literally means mound. So the she are associated with mountains, barrows and cairns, so Scotland, Ireland, etc. The she are also called the hill folk, the wee folk, the good folk, the fair folk, which was later shortened to fairies. Hence, the she are the original fairy race. Knowing what we know about the she, when we draw this card, it is special indeed. Messages from races of people that were gifted in magic and other skills speak to us of help from powerful sources. Know that they don't offer their help to just anyone, and you must ask with respect and genuine need to do good with the help that they give you. Many of the race have given up on the wants and needs of humans, but there are some that wish to help. There are some that know the fate of the human race and wish to help change the course we have set for ourselves. What is your passion? Do you have a project or work that you wish to accomplish to help the cause of humanity? Are you working to raise the consciousness of the human race? Do you work with saving this precious forest or environmental issues? Ask for help. Being interdimensional beings, they see our issues from a higher perspective and can see the necessary steps we need to take to achieve our desired goals. They may also suggest a different role or path to take, which they know will serve you better. All they ask in return is that you are sincere, you are honest, and follow through, because somebody here isn't or didn't. This could be a turning point on your path for the better, regardless of how you see it at this time. And there she is, the divorced or widowed woman. Aquarius, Scorpio, 13. Death and rebirth. A transformational energy. So you are being challenged by the Swan Queen. It's time to stop doubting your inner voice. Don't let your analytical mind prevent you from seeing the miracles that Spirit has planned for you. She shows you in the mirror of your life your fears of change. Why fear what is inevitable? Everything in life changes and transforms from one moment to the next. So holding on to the past only distorts and mangles the natural order of things. If you can, in spite of your fear, because this is fear and cowardice, be gentle with yourself and allow these changes to take place, because only beauty will come from it. Most important, your shift in perspective is what's called for now. We will have one Lightworkers card just to finish off. Trust that little nigger. If you have any doubts about anything or anyone, trust it. It's the stone in your shoe. That one thing that just doesn't sit right. So, trust the niggle, 52. Something's not quite right. That niggling feeling, that annoying niggling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying niggling feeling. Try as you might, it's there and it ain't going away. Most people spend years ignoring that niggling feeling, like he did, like a plonker, because it's set light to everything, because he was busy trying to ignore it, hoping it'll go away. And does it? Does it echoes like? It's set light to the rest of his surroundings. Where has he gone? There he is, sitting in the fire. Everything going to pot. Most people spend years ignoring that niggling feeling, throwing their best dollop of stubbornness and ego and post-rationalisation to numb it. It's exhausting. There you go, banging your head against a brick wall. Exhausting. And until you face that niggle, face your fears head on, and then there'll be hope, healing and freedom. Life will just throw more bait to awaken you. So it's only going to get worse if you don't face it. To draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The niggle is an arrow pointing to what stands in your way. The relationship, the conversation that needs to be had, the decision, what they keep talking about, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe. Often we feel that niggling feeling in our body first, so your heart or your back, because of the stress. Many people think that intuition is something from a higher realm, but in fact it is your body that is the intuitive one, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It takes just one moment of every day to scan your body to receive the intuitive intelligence that acts and act on it quickly. With Capricorn there, it's hands, knees, bones, teeth, and geriatric issues. So the elderly. You are being called to face that niggle now, because if you don't face it, the universe is going to throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path, and you will likely regret the fact that you didn't listen in the first place. I know it's scary, but you're safe and you must answer that niggle. It has to be done. What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? Thanks for listening. Speak soon. Bye bye.